In today's video, we're looking at 3 devastating shark attacks, from a spearfisher's final dive in South Australia to a surfer's tragic dawn session off Australia's east coast. But first, we begin in Reunion Island, where a marine biology student's honeymoon swim became a deadly encounter with a bull shark. It was July 15th, 2016, when the pristine waters of Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean became the scene of an unthinkable tragedy. The French territory, located east of Madagascar, is renowned for its volcanic landscapes, coral reefs, and crystal-clear tropical waters that attract thousands of visitors annually. The island's western coastline features protected lagoons and deeper channels where warm currents from the Mozambique Channel create ideal conditions for marine life. On this particular morning, the sea was calm with excellent visibility, and the water temperature hovered around 24 degrees Celsius by mid-morning. The beach where Flynn and Sarah had chosen to spend their day was relatively secluded, with only a few other tourists scattered along the expansive shoreline. Flynn Archer, a 28-year-old marine biology graduate student, had chosen this destination specifically for his honeymoon with his new wife, Sarah, a 26-year-old elementary school teacher. Flynn was well aware of Reunion Island's notorious reputation for shark attacks since 2011, but recent calm conditions and his academic background studying shark behavior patterns made him believe he could assess the risk accurately. The couple had arrived 3 days earlier and were staying at a beachfront resort on the island's safer western coast. Sarah, naturally cautious and preferring to ease into their tropical vacation, had expressed concerns about Flynn's eagerness to explore the deeper waters beyond the protected reef areas. Their relationship dynamic often involved Flynn's adventurous spirit clashing with Sarah's more conservative approach to new experiences. The resort had provided mandatory safety briefings about marine hazards, and pictographic warning signs clearly displayed shark silhouettes and danger symbols along the beach. However, Flynn interpreted the recent absence of incidents and calm morning conditions as indicators that the risk window had passed. Local fishermen had been reporting unusual bull shark activity in recent weeks, with several sightings closer to shore than normal. Flynn dismissed these warnings, believing his understanding of shark feeding patterns and the current environmental conditions meant he could swim safely during what he perceived as a low-risk period. Recent weather patterns had also stirred up nutrients in the water, attracting smaller fish species that served as prey for larger predators. Bull sharks are among the most dangerous predators in tropical waters, known for their aggressive nature and ability to hunt in shallow coastal areas. Most individuals involved in attacks measure between 7 and 9 feet in length and weigh several hundred pounds, with powerful jaws capable of inflicting catastrophic injuries. Unlike many shark species that prefer deeper waters, bull sharks actively hunt in areas where humans swim and surf. They are opportunistic predators with excellent sensory capabilities, able to detect electrical fields generated by muscle contractions and vibrations in the water from considerable distances. Their hunting strategy typically involves approaching prey from below and behind, using environmental conditions to remain undetected until the moment of attack. Bull sharks are particularly dangerous because they can tolerate both saltwater and freshwater environments, allowing them to venture into rivers and estuaries where people least expect them. Against Sarah's wishes, Flynn decided to swim out toward the reef formation visible in the distance, approximately 200 meters from shore. He entered the water at 10:30 a.m., swimming with strong, confident strokes toward the deeper blue water where the protected lagoon met the open ocean. This area was a known transit and feeding zone for bull sharks, drawn by reef fish, rays, and nutrient-rich runoff that concentrated prey near the reef edge. An 8-foot bull shark had been patrolling the reef edge that morning, hunting in an area where the seafloor transitioned rapidly from shallow reef flats into much deeper open water. As Flynn moved into deeper water beyond the protected lagoon, his steady swimming motions produced low-frequency vibrations and bioelectric signals that attracted a bull shark already patrolling the reef edge. The shark approached from below and behind, using the sun's glare reflecting off the water surface to mask its presence from Flynn's view. The morning sun created significant glare on the water surface, making it difficult for Sarah to see details clearly from 200 meters away. The bull shark shark struck with explosive force, launching itself upward and clamping its powerful jaws around Flynn's upper thigh and hip region. The initial bite penetrated deep into his upper leg and pelvic region, likely rupturing major blood vessels and causing catastrophic trauma to muscle and bone. The force of the attack drove Flynn underwater as the shark maintained its grip for several seconds, causing catastrophic damage to his pelvic region and upper leg. The bite crushed bone and tore through major blood vessels, creating wounds that would prove fatal within minutes. When the shark released its grip, Flynn had suffered devastating injuries to his hip, thigh, and pelvic area, with massive vascular damage causing rapid blood loss. The shark immediately departed after the attack, leaving Flynn severely injured and unable to maintain his position in the water. Blood poured from the massive wounds in his leg and hip, creating a visible red cloud in the clear water. Flynn managed to surface briefly, but the combination of massive blood loss, shock, and the severity of his injuries prevented him from calling for help or swimming toward shore. Severe vascular damage caused rapid blood loss, and Flynn lost consciousness within 1 to 2 minutes of the attack. His body's cardiovascular system could not compensate for the rapid hemorrhaging, leading to circulatory collapse and organ failure. Unable to stay afloat due to his injuries and unconscious state, Flynn disappeared beneath the surface shortly after the initial bite. Sarah witnessed the attack from the beach, but the distance, sun glare, and wave chop made it difficult to immediately understand what was happening. She saw violent thrashing in the water and the spreading blood cloud before Flynn disappeared beneath the surface. She immediately alerted resort staff and emergency services, but the remote offshore location meant rescue teams required significant time to reach the scene. A coordinated search and rescue operation involving local authorities, resort staff, and volunteer fishermen was launched immediately. Flynn's body was recovered approximately 4 hours later by divers after strong lateral currents expanded the search area well beyond the initial attack site. The investigation concluded that the attack was unprovoked and likely resulted from the shark mistaking Flynn for its natural prey in an area known for increased predator activity. The incident prompted local authorities to enhance shark monitoring efforts and strengthen warning systems for tourists. Flynn's death deeply affected the local community and highlighted the ongoing challenges of balancing tourism with marine conservation in waters where dangerous predators naturally occur. The tragedy reinforced the importance of heeding safety protocols in areas with documented shark activity. Sarah returned home devastated, becoming an advocate for improved safety education at international beach destinations. While Flynn Archer's story ended in the tropical waters of Reunion Island, another experienced ocean enthusiast was preparing for what would become an equally tragic encounter. Vera Monroe, a seasoned diving instructor, was planning a spearfishing expedition to the remote Neptune Islands off South Australia, unaware that her expertise would soon be tested by one of the ocean's most formidable apex predators. It was September 3, 2017, when the remote waters surrounding the Neptune Islands off South Australia became the site of a devastating encounter between human and apex predator. The Neptune Islands, located approximately 70 kilometers southeast of Port Lincoln, are a cluster of rocky outcrops rising from the depths of the Southern Ocean. These islands are renowned among marine enthusiasts for their crystal-clear waters, abundant marine life, and proximity to one of the world's largest great white shark populations. The area serves as a critical feeding ground where massive southern bluefin tuna, fur seals, and sea lions converge, creating an underwater ecosystem that attracts some of the ocean's most formidable predators. Vera Monroe, a 34-year-old professional diving instructor with over 8 years of spearfishing experience, had planned this expedition with her close friend and diving partner, Gage Sterling, a 31-year-old underwater photographer. Both were seasoned ocean veterans with more than 500 logged dives each, making them confident in their abilities to navigate challenging marine environments. Vera had built her reputation as a fearless spearfisher, known for her ability to locate and successfully hunt large pelagic fish species in some of Australia's most demanding waters. The Neptune Islands expedition represented the culmination of months of planning, with both divers eager to photograph and spear the massive fish species that inhabited these nutrient-rich waters. waters. The morning had begun with perfect conditions, featuring calm seas and excellent underwater visibility exceeding 30 meters. However, by mid-morning, shifting weather patterns stirred up suspended sediment, reducing underwater visibility to under 10 meters and creating the murky conditions that great white sharks often exploit during hunting. Jake had expressed concerns about continuing their dive in deteriorating conditions, but Vera's confidence in her abilities and eagerness to capitalize on the fish activity convinced her to proceed. She had already successfully speared several medium-sized fish, which she kept attached to a stringer connected to her weight belt, creating a trail of blood and distress signals in the water. Recent reports from local fishing crews had indicated unusual great white shark activity in the area, with several large individuals spotted near the seal colonies that populated the Neptune Islands. The combination of increased baitfish populations, seal breeding activity, and the approaching spring season had created ideal hunting conditions for these apex predators. Warning signs of heightened shark presence included increased seabird activity and the nervous behavior of fur seals, which had been observed staying closer to shore and exhibiting more cautious feeding patterns. Great white sharks are among the ocean's most formidable predators, capable of growing to lengths exceeding 18 feet and weighing several thousand pounds. These apex hunters possess extraordinary sensory capabilities, including the ability to detect electrical fields generated by muscle contractions from distances of several hundred meters. Their hunting strategy relies on stealth, power, and precision, often approaching prey from below and behind to maximize the element of surprise. Great whites possess an extraordinarily powerful bite capable of shearing bone, delivered through rows of serrated teeth designed to grip and tear flesh. Their muscular bodies allow them to accelerate with explosive speed during ambush attacks, making escape virtually impossible once an attack begins. At 11:45 a.m., Vera was diving at a depth of 50 feet along a dramatic drop-off when she spotted a large snapper near a rocky outcrop approximately 60 meters from Jake. Despite the reduced visibility, she decided to pursue the fish, separating from her diving partner to make the shot. As she fired her spear gun at the snapper, the wounded fish began thrashing violently, sending distress signals through the water column. The combination of blood from her previously speared fish and the new injury created a powerful scent trail that immediately attracted the attention of a 16-foot great white shark that had been patrolling the deeper waters along the drop-off. The massive predator approached from Vera's blind spot while she was focused on retrieving her spear from the wounded snapper. The shark's attack was swift and devastating, its enormous jaws engulfing Vera's shoulder and upper torso in a single investigative bite. The initial bite generated crushing force that shattered her shoulder girdle and caused devastating trauma to her upper torso, rupturing major blood vessels and leaving her critically injured. The great white maintained its grip for approximately 3 seconds before releasing Vera in what appeared to be a classic case of mistaken identity. During this brief contact, the shark's serrated teeth caused catastrophic damage to her shoulder girdle, resulting in massive and uncontrollable blood loss. Violent rotational forces during the bite caused severe spinal trauma, leaving her immediately incapacitated. The shark immediately departed the area after releasing Vera, leaving her severely injured and incapacitated in the water column. The buoyancy of her wetsuit caused her body to rise towards the surface, but she was already unconscious from the massive blood loss and spinal trauma. Blood poured from the devastating wounds in her shoulder and neck, creating a large red cloud in the water that was visible from a considerable distance. The combination of massive blood loss and severe spinal trauma caused Vera to lose consciousness rapidly. Death occurred within minutes due to the combined effects of massive blood loss and loss of airway control, as she was unable to maintain her airway or breathing function. Jake, who had been photographing marine life 60 meters away, heard the commotion through the water and immediately swam toward Vera's location. He arrived to find her floating unconscious at the surface with severe injuries to her upper body, surrounded by a large pool of blood. Despite his immediate attempts to provide assistance, Vera's injuries were too severe for any intervention to be effective. Jake immediately activated his emergency radio beacon and contacted their dive boat, which relayed a distress call to Marine Rescue Services. Emergency services were contacted immediately, but the remote location of the Neptune Islands meant that rescue helicopters required nearly 90 minutes to reach the scene. Vera was pronounced dead upon arrival of medical personnel, with the investigation concluding that the attack was unprovoked and likely triggered by the combination of speared fish blood and the victim's proximity to known great white hunting grounds. The incident prompted marine safety authorities to issue updated guidelines for spearfishing activities in areas known for great white shark populations. The tragedy highlighted the inherent risks associated with underwater hunting in waters where apex predators actively feed, particularly during periods of reduced visibility. Vera's death deeply affected the diving community, where she had been respected for her skills and safety-conscious approach to challenging underwater environments. The investigation revealed that environmental factors, including recent weather disturbances and increased baitfish activity, had created conditions that elevated shark encounter risks. Authorities recommended enhanced safety protocols for diving activities near seal colonies and during periods of reduced underwater visibility. While Vera Monroe's expertise could not protect her from the ocean's most formidable predator in the waters off South Australia, hundreds of kilometers away, another tragedy was unfolding in the dawn hours along Australia's east coast. Gage Sterling, a young competitive surfer, was preparing for his morning training session in the murky waters off Ballina, unaware that a powerful bull shark was already hunting in the shallows where he planned to catch his first waves of the day. It was March 22nd, 2018, when the dawn waters off Ballina, New South Wales, became the scene of a tragic encounter that would shock Australia's surfing community. Ballina, located on the state's far north coast, is renowned for its consistent surf breaks and warm subtropical waters that attract surfers from across the country. The town sits at the mouth of the Richmond River, where nutrient-rich freshwater meets the Pacific Ocean, creating an ecosystem that supports diverse marine life. On this particular morning, recent heavy rainfall had washed sediments into the ocean, reducing water clarity and attracting schools of baitfish closer to shore. Gage Sterling, a 19-year-old university student and competitive surfer, had been a fixture at Ballina's surf breaks since he was 12 years old. Known for his ambitious approach and determination to push his limits, Gage worked part-time at a local surf shop while training for upcoming regional surfing championships. His intimate knowledge of the local breaks made him confident in waters that might intimidate less experienced surfers. Gage's training regimen included dawn patrol sessions, where he would surf alone before university classes, taking advantage of clean morning conditions and uncrowded lineups. The morning of March 22nd presented challenging but manageable conditions, with a solid swell running and offshore winds grooming the waves into clean formations. However, the recent rainfall had significantly reduced water visibility, creating murky brown conditions that extended well beyond the surf zone. Local surf reports had mentioned increased marine life activity in recent weeks, with dolphins and seabirds feeding more actively in near-shore waters. Gage had noticed these signs during previous sessions, but attributed them to seasonal changes rather than potential danger indicators. Environmental conditions that morning included water temperatures around 24 degrees Celsius and a moderate easterly swell generating waves in the 4 to 6 foot range. The reduced visibility, caused by river runoff and stirred sediments, created an underwater environment where visual identification became difficult for both predators and prey. Gage's silhouette and rhythmic leg movements created sensory cues that attracted a hunting bull shark in the low visibility conditions. Bull sharks are among the ocean's most dangerous predators in Australian coastal waters, particularly in rivermouth environments like Ballina. These powerful animals typically measure between 8 and 10 feet in length and weigh between 400 and 700 pounds, with incredibly strong jaws capable of inflicting devastating injuries. Bull sharks are particularly dangerous because they actively hunt in shallow coastal areas where humans swim and surf, and their ability to tolerate both saltwater and freshwater environments allows them to venture far up river systems. Their hunting strategy often involves patrolling murky waters during dawn and dusk hours when visibility is reduced and prey animals are most active. Bull sharks possess exceptional sensory capabilities, including acute electroreception that allows them to detect electrical fields generated by muscle contractions from considerable distances. Their bite force is delivered through broad, heavily serrated teeth designed to grip and tear through flesh and bone. These predators are particularly dangerous in river-mouth environments where nutrient runoff creates ideal feeding conditions and murky water provides cover for ambush attacks. Gage arrived at the beach at 5:30 a.m., eager to maximize his training time before his first university lecture. The parking area was empty, confirming his expectation of having the surf break to himself during the early morning session. Despite the murky water conditions, the wave quality was excellent, with consistent sets breaking cleanly across the sandbar formations. Gage paddled out alone to the main break, positioned approximately 100 meters from shore. A large bull shark, estimated at 9 feet in length and weighing approximately 600 pounds, had moved into the shallow waters during the pre-dawn hours, following schools of bait fish that had been driven closer to shore by recent weather patterns. The predator had been actively hunting in the river mouth area for several hours, using the reduced visibility and low light conditions to its advantage while patrolling the zone where Gage planned to surf. At 6:15 a.m., while Gage sat on his surfboard waiting for the next set of waves, the bull shark approached from directly below. The predator had likely been attracted by the electrical signals generated by Gage's leg movements as he maintained his position on the board, combined with the visual stimulus of the black and white wetsuit silhouette against the murky water. The attack was swift and decisive, with the shark's powerful jaws clamping down on Gage's left thigh and a portion of his surfboard simultaneously. The initial bite generated tremendous crushing force, causing severe vascular damage to Gage's upper thigh and causing massive trauma. The shark's serrated teeth penetrated deep into the muscle tissue, causing catastrophic damage to the soft tissues and blood vessels. The force of the attack immediately knocked Gage from his surfboard into the murky water, where the shark briefly maintained its grip before releasing him with a violent headshake. The bull shark's characteristic headshake lasted only seconds, but caused additional devastating damage to Gage's leg, tearing through muscle, tendons, and blood vessels. The brief but violent action also destroyed a significant portion of his surfboard, leaving clear bite marks and blood evidence. After this single catastrophic bite and release, the shark immediately departed the area, consistent with typical bull shark attack patterns in Australian waters. Blood loss from the severe vascular injuries was immediate and massive, with Gage's cardiovascular system unable to maintain adequate blood pressure due to rapid hemorrhaging. The combination of crushing injuries to his upper thigh, tissue destruction, and severe blood loss caused him to lose consciousness within approximately 2 minutes of the initial bite. The shark's departure left Gage floating unconscious in the bloodied water, unable to call for help or attempt self-rescue. Despite being only 100 meters from shore, Gage's severe injuries prevented any possibility of survival. The isolated nature of his early morning surf session meant that no other surfers or beachgoers were present to witness the attack or provide immediate assistance. Gage's life ended within approximately 5 minutes of the initial bite due to catastrophic blood loss, followed by drowning. His damaged surfboard, bearing clear bite marks and blood stains, washed ashore later that morning, alerting early morning beachgoers to the possibility of a shark attack. This discovery prompted an immediate search and rescue operation involving local surf lifesavers, water police, and emergency services personnel. Gage's body was located 3 hours after the attack, approximately 300 meters north of the initial attack site, having drifted with the strong currents and tidal movements typical of the Richmond River mouth area. The investigation concluded that the attack was unprovoked and likely resulted from a case of mistaken identity, with the bull shark confusing Gage for its natural prey in the murky water conditions. The tragedy sent shockwaves through Ballina's tight-knit surfing community, where Gage had been well known and respected for his dedication to the sport. Local authorities implemented temporary beach closures and increased shark monitoring efforts in response to the incident. The attack highlighted ongoing challenges faced by coastal communities in balancing recreational ocean use with the presence of apex predators in their natural habitat. Gage's death was one of several fatal shark attacks in Australian waters during that period, prompting renewed discussions about shark management strategies and water safety protocols. His family established a foundation promoting ocean safety education, ensuring that his passion for surfing would contribute to protecting future generations of ocean enthusiasts. Thanks for watching. Want to see more? Click on your screen now.